Hello students, we have completed our first chapter. Now we are moving to the second chapter. Let us start with a poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear. It is a short poem written by the Bengali poet Rabindranath Tagore. This poem is written in the form of a prayer to the Almighty God for a true freedom for his country. This poem is composed in Bengali and later Tagore himself translated it into English. This poem is from his Nobel Prize winning anthology. Anthology means the collection of poem, that is Gitanjali. There is a true story behind this poem. Tagore lived during the time when India was ruled by the British. So through this poem, Tagore appeals to God for the freedom from British. Not only for the political freedom, but also the social, educational and economic freedom for the people of India from British. Let us start the poem. I will read it for you. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sound of dead habit. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Look at these lines again. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Here, fragments means broken parts. Narrow domestic walls means division on the basis of religion, caste, class and color in society and between countries of the world. Here we can see the poet's imagination about his country. He says that people should live without fear at all the time. They should keep their head up fearlessly and they have self-confidence. Again, he is talking about the educational system in India. According to Tagore, knowledge should be available to all the citizens. That means, educational institutions should admit students of all races and classes. There should not have a partiality between lower classes and upper classes. Nowadays, people from various regions of India were fighting for their supremacy. Who is superior and who is inferior, that is their problem now. So here they need to unite instead of fighting. According to Tagore, people should stand together and fight together against a common enemy to live better. Look at the rest of the poem. Where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Here, tireless striving means continuous efforts and the struggle or hard work. Stretches its arms means aims at achieving a goal. Stream of reason means continuous flow of thought. Dreary means lifeless and dead habit means old traditional rituals and customs that are very harmful to humans. Here the poet says that in India of his dream, everyone should speak the truth. No one should lie for their own advantage. Next, Tagore imagines our dead habits to a dreary desert. What is a dead habit? Dead habit means our old traditional rituals and customs that are very harmful to us. So these traditional rituals and customs are like a dreary desert or a lifeless desert. That means Tagore is saying that the people of his country blindly believe in their superstitions at present, and he would like them to question these beliefs and thoughts through the application of logic. Look at the last lines of the poem. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Here, ever widening means forever broadening one's outlook. Heaven of freedom means total freedom of good thoughts, words, and deeds while respecting those of others. In these lines, the poet speaks directly to God. He wants his countrymen to be led by God so that they broaden or they widen the horizon of both their thoughts and their actions. If they were to do so, then India would be transformed into heaven, a heaven where all its citizens would be truly free. When we critically analyze this poem, we can find that the poet Tagore revisions the India of the future. In this country, no man will live in fear. Instead of fear, they will have a strong sense of self dignity. They will all possess a share of knowledge or wisdom. No Indian will discriminate against another on the basis of class or caste, and all its various states will join hands in the fight against the British. Every man will speak the truth and try to achieve self perfection. They will stop believing in their superstitions and question these superstitions with the help of. That means they will think continuously about all these and they will find out the real truth. They all will follow the path of God and both their thoughts and actions will be correct. Only then will India be truly free, not just in political terms but in human terms as well. They will be independent not just in name but also in spirit. So, through this poem, the poet is asking God to show the people the way to a better life. Hope you understand the poem well. Let us continue in the next class. Thank you.